Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Saturday morning to you. Happy Saturday morning to you. Come on in and hang out with me for a little bit and let's come play in the clay. Today I am in an event. I don't do Saturday events very often, but I couldn't resist this one, and it's a new group for me with Miss Jennifer and Miss Lois in the Wild Honey group. That's Hunny, like honeydew. Anyway, yes, so I'm in this event and I am just watching Miss Lindsay finishing up here with her cool owl. I mean, that I love fabrics, guys. I mean, I know I do clay, but I actually love fabrics and textures. I love everything, but that owl is it's really, really super cool. So yeah, come on in. If you're catching me with that little red button up in the corner, the live button, say hello. If it's after the fact, you know that that's after the fact. So give me a hashtag replay in the comments. And I'm going to get myself over here in the Wild Honey group for a minute and then we'll get started. Well, we're going to get started anyway, but I'm just kind of waiting for her to finish up, me to kind of transition and see what's going on. This is a really cool event, by the way, because it's the name of the event or the theme of the event is Into the Forest, into the fall forest. So anything that's foresty, anything that's animal related, that has to do with the forest or fall or something like that, that's pretty much our thing. Hey, Miss Stephanie, how's it going? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's Miss Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you this morning? How's everything on the, I guess, kind of not West Coast, but almost West Coast. I know they had that big old, you guys, by the way, I used to live in California. It's so rare for them to have a hurricane out there. I'm like, what in the world's going on out there? All these things happening in Hawaii and all that stuff on the West Coast. But I'm in Florida now, so thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. So yes, Stephanie, I'm sorry, I said Jennifer. Stephanie and Lois are the ones that head up the Wild Honey group. And like I said, I'm always happy to be a part of a new group and meet new people and, and then just share the love with everybody, what we're doing here. So, hey, Miss Cypress Designs, good to have you here. Good to have all you guys here. So, like I said, this is a really cool event. It's called Into the Forest. Actually, it's Into the Fall Forest, I guess is what it is. And so anything that's fall forest related. And I'm the third one up today. There's going to be a lineup all the way till I'm East Coast, so I think it's up till like 9, 10 o'clock tonight. So you guys make sure you hang in there this Saturday. Hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm good and wanted to come and say hello. Can't wait. Okay, I got you. I understand, Lisa. I appreciate you. You know, you're one of my faithfuls, and I love you for that. So, but yeah, and like I said, if you can't catch me, always catch me on the replay. If you're not familiar with me, you can see my name down in the corner, Krafting with Kim. And I also have a private clay group where I teach people how to work with air dry and polymer clay, mainly those things. I do some other clay things every once in a while too. And yeah, so today I have a power, which is so cool. I want to get, oh, by the way, guys, look at my shirt. I'm representing mushrooms. I'm doing mushrooms. This is a Walmart shirt, you guys. It's kind of like a Grateful Dead. It's sort of like that. But I saw this thing and I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I'm not really, I'm a child of the 70s and 60s. So, I know all about that hippie stuff, but I never really was much of one. I kind of grew up as a kid into that. But I like the mushrooms, and the mushrooms are kind of making a comeback. I'm not sure what that is, but I always think they're pretty cool. Not the psychedelic kind, but I love to eat the regular ones, okay? And they're just so cool. I mean, it's a fungus, obviously. It's, hey there, Miss Debbie, how's it going? Tailored by Debbie. Be Happy Cottage, good morning, good morning. All right, let me get a little semantics out of the way before I start my project. First off, like I said, this is the Wild Honey group. I'm in the event. After me, by the way, is another Kim. Cool. This is a new Kim for me. Like I said, I'm meeting a lot of new people, and she's with Ribbons and Scents. And I know I'll say her name a couple times before we're done, but it's kind of cool to have two Kims back to back. I'm in a couple other groups with a couple other Kims, so that's kind of cool. I love meeting new Kims. Okay, and what else I got to say? That's pretty much it. Make sure that you guys have not joined the Wild Honey group, that you go ahead and sign up for that free group. It's a cool group. There's a lot of really amazing group. The last event they had was a steampunk, and I missed out on that. I so would have, because I love steampunk. I would have loved to have been on that, but I ended up doing a steampunk on my own after that because I loved it so much. Okay, so I've got some comments rolling in, got some heads in here, got some eyeballs. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my project. Even though we have an hour, I can gab and I can get caught up in my thing. And, you know, so we're going to get as far as I can get. All right, so today I am going to take you down on my table, by the way, because I like to show close-up work. Another thing before we get started, if you don't know what I do, at the end, I have a timer for my last 5 minutes, and my timer will go off, and then I'll give you a hashtag word that you put in the comments. And that word will actually generate this little tool I use through StreamYard, and it'll give away, it'll pick a winner for me, and I put you on the list, and you'll receive a $5 Amazon gift card, okay? And you'll get that at the first part of next week, at the end of each month, first part of the next month. So make sure you stay tuned. It's kind of like my little bribery for having you hang out with me for the whole time I'm doing my thing. Okay, hey there, Tanya. How's you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Okay, where are you from, Miss Tanya? Is it Blocks? That's with a KX on the end. Yeah, I'd like to know where you're from. When you're saying good evening, you must be somewhere outside of the U.S. because everybody here is at some point in the daylight time. So, and I'm on the East Coast in Florida, by the way. There's Chocolate Factory. Okay, this is so cool. I love seeing all these new people. Sweet. All right, so what I'm going to be doing today is this mushroom. And, well, actually, I've already got the mushroom done, but I'm going to be using a combination of clays, air dry, and I've got some polymer, I've got some molds, I've got all kinds of stuff. Oh, you're in Belgium, but I live in Spain. Oh, my gosh, let me tell you. I'm going to diverse for a minute, guys. I have a good friend of mine that lives here. Her name's Gina. She's actually Filipino, and she is getting ready to go over, like, next week. She's leaving to go do the way walk for 30 days. I mean, I don't know if she's going to make the whole 30 days, but she's going over there and she's doing that way walk. And I'm like looking at it like, what is this? But then I saw a bunch of YouTube people doing it, and I'm thinking, this is really cool, but she's like 60 years old, and I'm not sure if her and her sister are going to make it through, but they're going to give it a good try, man. She's got it all planned out. She's been walking with her backpack and doing all this kind of stuff. If you guys aren't familiar with that, go check it out. It's pretty darn cool. Martin Sheen actually did a movie recently about that. But anyway, yeah, and it's interesting that we're talking about walking because this has to do with forest and taking walks, and we're going to talk a little bit about walking and hiking and all that sort of thing. All right, okay, now let's get to my project so I can get some. You guys can actually see something I can do. Okay, hey there, Miss Kim, Ribbons and Scents. I gave you little kudos already. You're up after me. All right, so here is my mushroom that I pre-did. This mushroom is actually made out of air dry clay. If you join my page, you will see a little reel that I put up about how I did this, like a little quick reel of how I pre-did this. I had to pre-do this, but I didn't have to, but I did sort of, because I did it earlier in the week because it's air dry and I wanted to dry up for this day. So I kind of jumped the gun and I redid this guy, but we're going to paint it up. And I like I said, I just love mushrooms. And then we're going to decorate it. Now, I'm not stopping at that. The really cool part of this, and I'll tell you, I got my inspiration from Pinterest. I saw somebody else do something similar with a little fairy. So mine's going to be sort of kind of, not exactly, but along the lines. Okay, so I think it's about time to take you down on my table so you can show you the rest of the stuff I got going on. There's my girlfriend, Jan. Hey, Miss Jan. Gotta tell you what, just had a birthday girl. She's I live in Florida, but she loves Florida, and she was in Florida, and she's one of my good buddies. And she has an auction group, and we have an auction next week, by the way. If you guys want to join that, you can go to my page and see all that. Okay, let's go down. And Jan's actually in the event tonight too, guys, by the way. So you guys just hang out and watch. And Jan does really cool grungy stuff. Okay, so here's my mess on the table. All right, so like I said, I've got this little wood cut out. This is something that my husband found. I actually kind of liked it angled. I was going to go with a straight one. I cut a straight, but I thought it was kind of cool with the angled effect. So we got the mushroom, all right? And like I said, it's going to get painted. But the really cool thing is right here is I do clay, and sometimes I do a lot of hand building. You guys will see this was actually hand built. But for quickie things, and sometimes I get these molds. And you guys look, oh my gosh, how super sweet is this little baby? Don't you want to just pinch his little buns? Oh my God. So this little baby is going to get dolled up, and he's going to be sitting on top of the mushroom in a leaf and all that sort of thing. So you guys will be able to see how it comes together. So isn't it sweet? Oh my God, I'm just so excited to do this. I've been waiting to do this. So this was actually my sample. This is the mold that I used. I got 2 different ones, and I was really impressed with the detail on this little guy. I mean, look at the detail on this little baby. This is a Timu mold, guys. So normally I would have done this in my flesh tone polymer clay, which is my baked clay. But I had this one already, and I thought, well, I could use it for something else, but I'll just go ahead and paint it up in my. He's going to be like a little Caucasian baby, and I'm going to paint it up in my colors and get him painted, and then I'll just use it. And I'm actually going to end up baking all this when I get together. I'll throw all this in the oven as one piece and bake it. But let's start doing some painting and get that part out of the way as we chat a little bit about. Oh, and I've also got a cool little butterfly. I'm going to put the little butterfly on his bum. Okay, that's going to be so, or maybe on his back. We'll see how it goes. And a leaf. I did a little leaf pattern here. I hand drew that. And then I cut out a little, I custom did my colors here on my clay. And so he's going to be in a little bit of a leaf, and I might color that up. And I've got my little leaf mold too. All right, so I'm actually going to put a little smaller leaf with some of my clay in here. So I got a lot to do, guys. All right, so let's kind of work on getting some paint colors on this. Now, red is kind of standard, but I thought I didn't want to do standard. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I kind of want to make it sort of a folly effect. So I'm going with some colors here that I'll probably do a little color blending. I'm going to try a little bit of this clay and actually mix a little bit of this burgundy together. I kind of want to get an interesting color just to see. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the stem first. The stem is basically gray. All right, and I see with the air dry, I put the little, I don't even know what this thing is called, but I thought it was kind of cool, like the little skirt thing around it. So we're going to paint up the stem first, and then we'll go. Then after that, probably what I'll do is I like to use the Waverly Distressing Wax Medium. I like to put that on everything and kind of age it down a little bit and make it kind of cool. So that's what I'm going to do. So you guys enjoying your Saturday? You guys having a good time? Does everybody have plans for this Saturday? I actually do. I'm enjoying. I'm looking forward to tonight. Some local friends of ours this is like a group of about 6 of us. We're going to go eat. I've never been to this one Thai restaurant. A friend of mine told me about this really cool Thai restaurant. And we're going to go eat Thai food, which is going to be a stretch for my husband because he's Mexican and he don't like anything like that. But we'll find something for it. We'll stick him with some rice. And then we're going to go maybe listen to some music at a tiki bar, outside tiki bar. So that'll be fun. We don't rarely ever do anything with other couples, so I'm excited about that. So thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate it. All right, so like I said, I'm just throwing some color on here, guys. Matter of fact, I might want to add a little bit of white to this to kind of give it a little variation. I don't like to do everything to straight color. I like to do a little blending. Yeah, so everything I do is primarily got some sort of clay element to it. That's my jam. I do all kinds of stuff with clay, and I love it. It challenges me. I've done a lot of crafting. I've taught a lot of crafting over the years, but clay's the one that just kind of sticks with me, and I love dimensional items, and I've learned how to manipulate it and do a lot of different things with it over the last few years. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, we're going to go out. Robert is going to, well, yeah, he'll, Mexicans, hello, they live on rice, but he does eat fried rice. He'll eat fried rice. I fix it at home sometimes, as long as it's got, some chicken or something in it, he'll go for it. He'll eat a few vegetables. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then, like I said, it's going to be a fun time. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about forests, okay? Now, I want to ask you, clay is so fun. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Jan's in my group, actually. She's in my clay group. If you guys ever want to give that a try, it's only $8 a month. You guys can get in there, and we're going to have a class. We have a class once a month, and we're going to be doing some decorative clay bottles, jars this month. If you guys ever want to join, just get with me privately, and I'll tell you more about that. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, so talking about the forest. I got to turn it upside down. See, I even did little gills inside there like that. So when I get my brown aging medium on them, it really kind of takes off. Yeah, so talk about forest. I want to know now I'm from the South. We call it the woods, okay? We're called the woods, but forest, woods, whatever it is. It's a bunch of trees out in the middle of nowhere. Somebody goes and hikes and does whatever they want to do in the forest. Hopefully they're doing good things, not bad things. All kinds of things that can happen in the forest, right? Well, they say what happens in the forest stays in the forest. Anyway, so I would like to know who likes to hike. Does anybody hike regularly? Or if anybody ever been on some like really cool hikes, like in different parts of the world or the country or anything like that? Or do you have your own woods close by that you hike on a regular basis? Or is there anything particular besides hiking, like camping? I mean, anything that you would do out in the woods or the forest? I'm just curious. Give me some comments on that and let me know, some of your adventures. I'm a very adventurous person. I like to do all sorts of things. And so I love the forest. I love being out in the woods. As a kid, I grew up in a farm in Alabama. We played out in the woods all the time. You love clay? That's Sandy Burlip. Okay, I need to look up. I love working with clay too. Yes, clay is my jam, big time, big time. Northern Wisconsin, and I love the woods, absolutely. Like I said, I grew up in Alabama, and I was a tomboy. I grew up basically as an only child with a bunch of boys, and so we motorbiked and caught frogs and snakes and all kinds of stuff. So I lived out in the woods, man. I may tell you, that was my thing. And so as an adult, of course, I still love the outdoors. And I love going hiking. I've been on some really cool hikes, like especially up in North Carolina. I used to live outside of Asheville, and there's some beautiful areas up there. I haven't done the Appalachian Trail, but I have some friends actually. I had a friend of mine that stayed with us for a while on our land, and he did it for a few weeks. He said it's pretty cool. That's similar to what my friend's doing over in Spain. She's going to be doing that wave walk. Anyway, yeah, so the forest and camping, I love all that stuff. I love to camp, love all that stuff. But yeah, I remember some of my fondest memories actually were in the creeks, like catching the frogs and skinny dipping with my cousins and all that. Just, oops, I said skinny dipping. Maybe I should say. I've done very little play. Would like to do more. Well, you know what? You just get in there and try. Like I said, if you want to learn, some basics and do some fun projects, hook up with my class and we'll get you in there. Some of the girls are very beginner, but they're doing awesome stuff, and I love to teach them. I love to teach. All right, so I'm just getting that basic. I'm gonna put some more colors on here, but I'm just getting the first coat on here right now. We'll get that out of the way. All right, so in North Carolina, my ex-husband and I, we own like 40 some acres out in the middle of nowhere in this little podunk town, and we lived off the grid for like 4 years, and the property was amazing. Um, it had a creek that ran the whole length of the property, and I used to go out there and walk all the time and get lost out in the forest, out in the woods. And what's your favorite thing? Like if you're into going out into the woods and camping and being out, what do you like best about it? Is it the fact that it's so peaceful, the birds, the animals, just the freshness of the nature? Does it calm you down? I mean, tell me some things about being out in the woods, what it is for you that you like so much. There's a lot of things for me. I like the plants. I love plants, and I love just like walking through the plants and seeing all like the really cool plants and stuff. And actually on our property one time, I remember I well, not hired, but this guy came out and he did like a little nature walk with us. He knew a lot about plants and like edibles, wild edibles. That's what it was. And so he took us on a walk through our property, me and a whole bunch of other people, a little group, and told us how to identify wild edibles. And it was pretty darn cool. I enjoyed that. So I learned a little bit about how to eat something off, like if you're out in the middle of nowhere, so you don't eat anything that's going to kill you. They don't want to get poisoned. And I still don't know about mushrooms. So a friend of mine had a book about like mushrooms and how to identify certain mushrooms. I still would be a little bit leery trying to eat any of them, honestly, out in the wilderness, because I don't feel like I'm versed enough of that. If they're in a package at the store, I'll eat them. And I like creating them. I like creating them. You've done very little with clay. Okay, wild chalk, mark it down. Same, slowest. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to try this color here and see what happens. I didn't want quite red. I didn't want to quite like, just a orange or anything like that. I wanted to well, I'm going to add a little orange tone to this as well. See, the one thing kind of cool about creating clay, especially mushrooms are very craggly. They're not necessarily all smooth and pretty all the time. So even if you kind of like are playing with it, you kind of just manipulate it. All the little cracks and crevices are kind of cool about the whole thing. That's what kind of makes it look neat, because it gives it a character, as they say. Yeah. So I need a little water with this. I need to blend this down a little bit. So come on, tell me some more forest stories, some more wood stories. Anybody got like Anybody grow up around woods as a kid, like me, and hang out and do all that sort of thing? Or are you more like an adult person who goes camping, or just kind of curious? One of my best, another one of my memorable hikes was when I lived in North Carolina. We went to Mount Mitchell. Does anybody not know about Mount Mitchell? Mount Mitchell is one of the highest peaks. Well, it is the highest elevation on the East Coast. Okay, and it is pretty darn cool. And we hiked up there. It was kind of chilly. I remember, yeah, we were wearing coats and everything like that. But it was actually, I did it twice, and it's beautiful up there. Oh my gosh, I do have pictures. I have a video. I used to take a video log when I lived in North Carolina, and we did all that hiking and stuff on the land. And I took a video of all of that. For 2 years, I took videos of living off the grid. Had my own little reality show on that. Thank you. It's getting there. Like I said, it's getting there. It's going to have a little extra color on there. As a matter of fact, let me throw an orange on there. A little orange. I like the little blend. I like to blend a little bit. I did some other mushrooms a while back that I have in my house, and I look at them every day, and I'm still just, every time I look at those mushrooms, I go, oh my God, those are so cool. Do you ever have pieces of your artwork that you just absolutely love that you make, and you're just like, I like to sell my things. Like I say, I do auctions with Jan and whatnot, but sometimes there's just pieces that I don't want to let go of. I mean, I recently just did a little angel girl, and I'm in love with her. I guess after a couple of years, sometimes I'm able to let them go, but I need to look at it for a bit longer. Just let it go. So you didn't like camping? How come, Sandy? Is it just because it's too buggy, or too I don't know, it's not domesticated enough for you or something? I'm just kind of curious why people would or would not. Because some people, like I said, not everybody likes it. Not everybody likes it. And I've had camping experiences where I've been in the rain. I've had this. I remember going with a bunch of girls one time. We went camping. This was back in my 20s, and we were young. I think I was still in the Navy or something. And I wanted to go camping. So I dragged all these girls to go camping. None of them knew anything. And I had to get out there. I was the only one that went out in the rain and set up that dang tent. Nobody would get out there and help me. I was like, really, girls? Come on. Give me a break. All right, so I'm just putting a little color blend on this to kind of make it so it's not all one color. Then, like I said, we're going to start doing our baby up. If I'm on vacation, oh, you want to be pampered? Yeah, you don't want to do the work. I get you. I get you. I get you. Well, you know what? That's why they have RVs, okay? I actually have a friend that goes camping in her nice little fancy RV. She does. And it's hooked up, too. It's one of those that expands out and does all the fancy stuff. Nah, we rough it. Yeah, I haven't been camping in years. Since I lived off the grid for 4 years and lived in a tent for 6 months on purpose, I kind of like, it's not that I dislike it still. I just haven't really done much of that since I've been back in Florida. Usually I'm just too busy doing other stuff, but I do like it still. All right, so I got to kind of call that good. Might not be able to see it in the camera, but it does have a little variation of color. I might lighten it up a little bit more. So it just kind of gives it a nice tone when you color blend it, instead of just doing one slappy color on it. And I'll be doing that to the stem too. One thing's kind of cool about working with this clay is that I can actually, I'm going to bake it all, but I can go back after it's baked, of course, and redo it and add more colors to it if I don't like the way it looks. But right now we're going to set the little mushroom aside, and I'm going to work on the little baby. I got to get the baby. I should have done the baby first, thinking about it, because I need to get it to dry, but I can put my heat tool on it if I need to. Then what I'm going to do is I have some moss. Not right now because I'm going to bake it, but I'm going to finish it up with some little moss. I might even put like a little critter down on the bottom or something. It just kind of sees how it all looks when it comes together. So let's see. I'm missing some comments. As a kid, we played in the woods at the end of the street. Yes, actually, that's the same thing with me too. Like I said, I grew up on the farm with a bunch of acreage, but also the same cousins I'm talking about that I used to hang out with. They lived in a town, well, it's called Marietta, Georgia, but it was smaller, much smaller back then. But they had woods like real close to their house, and the same thing. We lived outside, guys. We just lived outside. That's all I got to say. I'm telling you, this baby is so cute. I should put it on my turnstile. That's something to hold it in my hand. But yeah, like I said, I normally I would have done this little baby in my my beige clay, would already give it a beige tone. Then, of course, if I decided to to color him up any other way, you know, because not all of us humans are white Caucasians. You know, some of us have darker complexions. Hell, my husband, excuse my French, but he's a Mexican. He's so dark, it's like crazy because he's out in the sun all the time. He's even telling me, he's like, oh my Lord, how'd I get so dark? Anyway, make nothing wrong with that. I think darker skin tones are so pretty. Anyway, so like I said, let me get this first coat on. I guess I gotta handle it. That's all I can say. I'm on vacation today. It's not for me. Had to go. Oh, had to go when I went. Oh, you had to go. Okay, I see, Jan. So it wasn't, you weren't really into the whole woods thing when you were a kid. Boy, I was. Like I said, that was all I was about. I love being with my boy cousins, and I didn't live with them all the time. It's mainly like, you know, summer vacations and stuff like that. But they were my fondest memories, to tell you the truth, was doing that. All right, I'm gonna put my little heat tool on this guy because I need to dry him up so that I can start putting all the little goodies on him. So does anybody, even if you're not a person that likes to be in the woods and do that sort of thing, do you have a favorite, um, like woods or forest animal? What would you think would be maybe your favorite? I got to put two coats on him. I'm just looking at him. He's a little streaky. So tell me what you might like as one of your favorite forest animals, or if you have several, I'd like to know that too. I don't really know, you know, of course, I live on a property right now that's in the city, but it's got a big old lot on it. It's got a bunch of oak trees. We have squirrels all over the place. I can't necessarily say squirrels are my favorite. I mean, they're fun as far as like looking at them artwork and stuff like that, but the actual squirrels themselves, and you know, they don't really bother us too much. But I actually had a squirrel that was so domesticated. It used to come in and crawl up the side of my leg and eat out of my hand, and it would come sit at the table. I saw a lady doing that with raccoons the other day. So Taylor, but Debbie, you said you like deer and rabbits. Okay. Yeah, rabbits are cool. And I like deer too. I see a lot of deer still. You know, deer is a very common thing, even in here in Florida. So that's starting to see it's going to be sitting there. It's kind of like, to me, this whole perception of what I'm doing here is kind of like the Ann's Dead, you know, the one that takes the little pictures of little babies and the newborns. And I actually did that with my little girl, my little baby girl. My daughter and I set her up, you know, when she was real new, and put her in some funky little clothes and made some really fun things out of that with her. So yeah, it's kind of like that little setting. It's kind of what I'm going for here. It's going to be pretty darn cute. All right. So there's the baby. Now let me see. We need to get this leaf on here. And the leaf, I kind of want to do a little extra coloring on this too. This leaf is it's raw. This is the polymer clay, guys. It's very floppy and sticky. See, it's like flopping around. And so it's super sticky. I had to blend this with a couple of colors to get what I wanted, but I do want to add a little extra color on here. Deer used to come up on the property where we rented for a while. Okay, that's cool. I used to see a lot of deer on the property in North Carolina because we had the water on the land, and they would cross over to get to the water. They jumped across our cars, and oh my gosh, we've almost got, you know, deers up in Montana too. When I lived up there, it's very got to be real careful because you can get hit by. They actually have deer insurance. Like cars hit them all the time. I guess you guys know that. They actually have deer insurance up there because a lot of people, so many people hit deer in their cars. It's crazy. All right, so I don't know if I really want all of that. Let me take a little bit. Just want to blend it a little bit and get some color on there. Then I think I want to add a little bit of fall touch on here too. Maybe a little orange, maybe just a smidge orange, but not much. So this baby's going to be sitting inside this leaf kind of covered up. So I just got to realizing when I fold it over, I don't have the design on the other side. I'll have to do something about it. Deer used to come on the front. So yeah, have anybody ever had any like weird animal encounters? Oh, bears too. Bears? I don't know. You guys, bears are scary. I've had them on the property up there. I have a friend. I was just telling this story because I work for, I do home care for elderly clients part time. And even in Florida, they live on a lake. He showed me just yesterday his security camera. He says to me, don't ever put the trash out because the bears will come around and they'll get in your trash. And lo and behold, if he didn't show me a picture of the bear lurking out in the back at nighttime like that. All right, so do I like that or do I not like that? Let's see. But bears, they can be kind of scary. I've never encountered one, but I have seen them walking up and down the street when I lived up there in North Carolina too. Now here we get gators. That's a big thing here, but that's not really necessary for us. That's more of a water thing. Okay, so like I said, I think I'm gonna wait that till I try to get that actually heated and baked, so it'll be hard, and then I can work with it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the baby on it. Like I said, when I fold it over, I'll have to manipulate the back side of this because I realize I don't have any veins on the other side. A deer jumped right into a window. Oh my God, right into a window on our front porch. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They can be pretty bold now, let me tell you. I mean, you guys ever had problems with raccoons? I have a friend who lives in another part of like Lakeland, Florida, mid-central Florida, and they have just a nice house in a neighborhood, but they had a whole set of coons that were like a family that were very bold. They were kind of terrorizing the neighborhood, and so these coons, they woke up one morning and they have a screened-in pool, like a pool area, and their screen was busted from the top. Like, and there was no storm or anything, and they're like, how in the world did the screen get busted? Well, lo and behold, if her husband wasn't, I have to figure out my placement on this guy. If her husband wasn't getting up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water, and he saw the darn raccoons crawling up the screen of the pool and getting on top, and they fell in and busted. They busted their screen. And so it happened to them twice. They kept getting into their screen because they wanted to get in the pool. So I don't know, somehow somebody in the neighborhood took care of the coons. They were trying to call animal services and all this kind of stuff, and I don't really know exactly what happened, but I'm like, I don't know. I just feed them a little something so they go away. I know that that's not right, but somehow, and I don't even know if animal control came or what, but something happened and the coons disappeared. So, and it wasn't them, it was somebody else. But like I said, I had a friend in North Carolina who's had a bear problem. Bear kept breaking into his house. I mean, just kept breaking in and breaking into his house. It was ridiculous, like 3 times. And I'm not exactly sure what he did with the bear, but I know he told me it wasn't a good thing. So, and that's illegal, but he did it anyway because he couldn't get control of the bear. All right, so there we got this so far. It's looking pretty cute, ain't it? Aw. Except I need to make sure that the little guy, remember, getting placement. It's got to be like right there so it lays flat on there. And what I'm going to do too is I'm going to add a little bit of this glue. I have this stuff is beat up. I've mentioned this before. It's a Sculpey polymer glue. It's a glue made specifically for connecting polymer clay to things. So I'm going to add a little bit of him. Do I want to put him on here yet? Am I done? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm good. Okay. See if I'm missing any comments. Deer and rabbits. I think rabbits are probably one of my favorite forest animals. Yeah, I think rabbits probably are because they can be a nuisance. In real life, they can get up in your gardens and all that sort of thing. But for the most part, they're really cute and they got the floppy ears and they can be domesticated. And I think rabbits are probably. Do I need? And I'm gonna put a little hat on him too. By the way, guys, it's gonna be super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick him down. Like I said, I'm just putting a little bit. This is glue that you can bake, and I'm attaching it straight to this polymer clay. You tell me that is stinking cute already. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of turn that leaf up so it's not laying totally flat. Chipmunks are cute. They certainly are. They're very, very cute. All right, so I got that. Now, like I said, the butterfly, I'm gonna put a little leaf drape over his bum so he's not being obscene or anything like that. But I'm gonna put like a little butterfly on his back. You guys get an idea? How cute is that? This is gonna be super cute, guys. I'm in love with this mold, and I'm not really into a lot of dolls or baby stuff. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta try this, and I was so impressed with the quality of this mold and how it came out. Okay, now let's do a little leaf. What are we looking at? We're gonna have. Hey, I'm doing good on time. Usually I'm like behind time all the way, and can't figure out what I need to do next. I'm trying to think. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. Now I need a little leaf. I'm gonna drape a little leaf over his booty, and I'm trying to think what leaf would be good for that. I think I just want a small one. Let's see. Let's try this one up here. This is a kind of a cool mode. I think I don't know if this is a Temu or Amazon. That's generally where I um, get most of my molds, by the way. I love watching chipmunks running around in the woods. Yeah, they are cute. They are very, very cute. I think, like I said, rabbits. I mean, I have a lot of respect for animals in general. I do. So, I can say that I'm an animal lover. I don't own any animals right now, but I love them and I respect them. Now, I'll tell you what, though, if they become a nuisance to my house or something like that, I ain't going to tolerate it. I'll tell you straight up, I won't tolerate it. I have to do something about that. First thing, call animal control. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you guys a story. Oh, oh. Okay. Anybody ever had rodents in your house? Okay, a few months back, we have a attic and all that, and I kept hearing something scrambling around up there. Well, it's kind of a problem, and we put some traps in the attic and whatnot. But this one was crawling around in the damn walls. And so one night, my husband and I got up, and lo and behold, if there was a dang rat, I mean, two of them like running across the floor. Man, I jumped up. We both jumped up and screamed. And then we're like, what in the world do we do? And Robert's trying to beat it with a broom and whatnot. Well, it got away. Very next day, I went out and got some of them traps. I set some of them, like what do we call those, sticky traps. Worked like a champ. Put a little peanut butter on that thing. That next night, that sucker got out, and we got him. And I hate to say it, and it was a big old guy too. And Robert he got rid of it. He had to kill it. But it was, everything give me the willies. All right, do I want to use this one or do I want to use something bigger? What do you guys think? It's a little bit thick, to tell you the truth. I won't think I want it that thick. I think I want something a little bit bigger. Do I want something a little bit bigger? What do you guys think about that? Is that leaf? Should have a little bit closer to the camera, I guess, for you guys. A little bit closer. Is that leaf good, guys? Or do you think I should have another leaf a little bit smaller? I mean, bigger. To have a bigger drape? I just kind of wanted something to kind of cover his bum. Actually, I think that's okay. So just kind of on the thick side. I like it. I'm going to redo it and make it a little thinner. I need to learn more about clay. Well, darling, you come to the right place, but that's all I do. Like I said, I add it to other things. Like I do bowls. I work with it with glass. Um, okay, I'll give you a little education right here. This, like I said, is a polymer clay. This, let me see, I'll show you. What's it called? Have you heard about Sculpey? You can use Sculpey clay. The one I use the most is a Craft Smart brand. Hobby Lobby carries polymer. This is from Michaels. I use Michaels mainly because it's one of the least expensive, and I get to use their coupons and get rewards and all that. You can buy it off Amazon, but it is a plastic-based clay that you bake. I like it because it's real clean. It does not messy on your hands. You can leave it. You can walk away from it. You don't have to worry about it air drying on you to finish a project and all that. So there's a lot of good qualities to it. It sticks to itself. It sticks to glass. There's a lot of cool things about polymer. It gets amazing detail. Some other clays out on the market, a lot of people really like the foam clays and stuff. I have foam clay. It's good for some purposes, and I know a friend of mine, Wendy, she's in love with it. I just can't get it to do what I want to do. Maybe it's because I try to do too much detail. But anyway, there's foam clay, air dry clay. I love doing that too. I use this DAS brand, DAS. And, I love that. Like I said, that's what the mushroom's made out of. There you go. So yeah, I made it a little bit thinner, guys. And then I made it I stretched it a little bit. It does stretch. So I think it's going to leave it like that. Now I have to decide, do I want him? You guys can give me an idea. Do I want it to be draped like that? I think I'm going to have the point going down this way, in this direction. So like that, or do I? What's cool about clay, of course, is it can manipulate around whatever you're working with. I think I like it like that as opposed to being like that. I think I like the point pointing down this way. What do you guys think? So we got, here he is, right here, okay? Now, is the little point going to go down this way? I think I like the point down that way. Yeah. Chipmunks are too cute. I love the deer and rabbits. Okay, just making sure I'm not missing any comments. If I do miss comments, by the way, guys, I will go back. Also, let me give little kudos again. Up next is Kim with Ribbons and Scents. I am a newbie with her, and I think she's a newbie with me. So, but she's a fellow Kim. So we're gonna I'll hang out and watch her and all the other crafters today, and make sure that you just refresh your screen, which basically means you just swipe your phone down there in the group, and you can see all the other crafters. I'm defining these lines a little bit because the one thing about working with this clay, because it is so stinking soft, you can lose your images really quick. So when you handle it, you got to be careful or you're going to lose your image, but you can always put it right back in. Okay, so there we go so far. Oh, isn't that sweet? Yeah, point down. All right, so point down. Now I'm going to put a little hat on him. I think I'm going to do like a little fairy hat, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I am in love with this little baby. I guess I like babies anyway. Who likes babies? Who doesn't like babies? Then I'm going to paint my little butterfly. I have to decide. I didn't want to paint it yet, but this is a mold, guys. Look at the little detail on this butterfly mold. You can get up there close to it. Come on, camera. This camera drives me crazy. Like I said, this is not a cheap camera too, but the autofocus on it's crappy sometimes. Anyway, so I've got my little butterfly mold that's going to go. I'll probably either put it on his booty. Yeah, maybe on the booty or the back, one of the two. Yeah, the booty. It looks better. But I got to paint it first. Okay, so hats. Here's where I'm going to do a little bit of clay work. Let me see. I'm going to paint it. No, what I'm not going to paint it. I wanted to make it colored. What did I want to do for this hat? I'm trying to think. I think I was going to do like blue tones or something. Yeah, I was going to blend like a little bit of blue color. I think I was going to do that with my clay, to tell you the truth. What time do I have? I think I got time to do that. Hold up. Let me get a little blue clay. And I'm going to blend it down with some white. Kind of like a white tone. You guys get to see how you can actually color with the clay itself. This clay, by the way, these little blocks, these are a good little starting point, except they're crazy sticky. This is what this is right here. Usually it's sticky, is like more stickier than normal, is at the Dollar General. If you have Dollar Generals, which are the yellow signs, not the Dollar Tree, they have these little artist loft stuff. You can get a pack of these for like $3.50 with some different colors. I get these simply because it's close to me, so you get like red and white and blue and all that, and yellow, and so you mix your colors in there, and I mean, it comes in these different colors. It also has earth tone colors. It's a good way to start, except you got to have some cornstarch on hand, so you can actually put a little cornstarch in there and keep it from getting so sticky on your hands. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of this blue and this white together. I also need a little bit of yellow, don't I? I want to kind of make it sort of actually, you know what? Maybe I won't even do that. Maybe I'll just use this. I'm changing my mind. I'm thinking maybe, okay, you guys tell me. I'm going to give you a hearts or a thumbs up. Should I do a little, I'm going to do like a little Nomi hat on him, but should I do it in like the aqua tones like this, or should I keep it more natural and go with like just a simple like tan beige? If you want the blue, give me a heart. If you want the tan, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up for tan, hearts for blue. Thumbs up for tan, hearts for blue. Thumbs up, heart blue. Let me know. Blue. I want to see what everybody thinks. So we're getting hearts for blue, right? Hearts for blue. Everybody likes blue. He is a little boy, and I think that's why it's an issue. And plus the tan might blend too much with his skin tone. So yeah, we'll go with that. All right, so we'll stick with that. Excuse me, I got a little drink. Throat's getting a little bit dry. All right, so here we go. We're going to color blend. We got hearts. Okay, I think it's pretty unanimous. We're going to do it. So I got a little white, I got a little blue, I got a little yellow. We're going to mix this clay together. One thing about this stuff too is, like I said, because it's real cheap, it sometimes the colors like get off on your fingers. But see what I'm doing here? I'm just taking these 3 colors and I'm just mixing them together like that. I mean, I'm sure you guys have probably played with Play-Doh before. Everybody's had a little, a hand in that. This is sort of like the idea, except this is much, it's better quality than Play-Doh, but you can color blend with it. I'm telling you, the people out here use polymer clay that do a lot of like caning and do a lot of patterns, and they do some phenomenal things with patterns and stuff. I'm more into hand building. I keep saying I'm going to do some caning. I know how to do some simple canes. Caning is basically when you take either a pattern and you lay your clay out in sheets and you roll it and you make these like amazing, incredible designs and patterns with it. It's really cool. A lot of people do jewelry when they do caning. Now this stuff is so, there we go. I got a color already. I kind of like that. I didn't want it to be like really, really turquoise because I do a lot of turquoise. It's more slate, and I kind of like that slate color. It's kind of pretty. I stuck it in my cornstarch. I literally like dipped it right in the cornstarch, guys, because this stuff is so crazy sticky. It's barely can get it off my fingers. And I don't need much because it's just a little hat, so I just need a little bit. There goes my camera. I wish this thing had like it's autofocus. I wish I could do like a manual focus, but I'm afraid if I do that, it might not focus right when I get up close. So I tried playing with the settings on the darn thing, and I don't know. Anyway, like I said, make sure that you guys join Wild Hunny group. Get over there and join those girls and enjoy that. Stephanie and Miss Lois. And come watch Kim after me. This is so nice to actually have time. Usually, honestly, guys, if you've ever watched me before, I'm always feel like I'm rushing through things. I've got a little extra time here. I keep adding the cornstarch because it's crazy sticky. One thing about adding cornstarch, of course, it's white, but if you blend it enough, it'll keep blending in, and you really won't necessarily see it. It does kind of tone down the color a little bit, but not too bad. But I like this color, guys. I like it. It's pretty, isn't it? It's kind of like, it is. It might not in the camera, it might not say, but it's actually like a slate color. Almost looks, well, maybe it needs a little bit of black in there to make it slate, but it's still a cool color nonetheless. I didn't want to do like just your average, primary colors. I want it to be something a little bit different. Okay, now let's see. Now, what I'm going to do for the hat, so I'm going to make like a little teeny fairy hat. So there's a couple different ways. I think basically it's kind of like, when you roll it in your hand, you're making like a little pinch pot. You're just going to roll it in your hand. This is so small that I can't really get my thumb in there to kind of make an indentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my little tools. I can find it. Here we go. Right here, I'm going to try this one first. This is kind of a big ball. See how that one goes. And I'm just going to push it down in there. Start forming that little thing out. This might even be too much clay because I don't want it super thick. And then I'm just going to try to keep working it. Once I get it in there, see, I started working a little indentation in there. I'm just going to work around it. And I want a point. So I'm going to start making a little point for him. And I have to kind of see, like how big his head is and kind of form it around. I might need to rework it a little bit. There we go. It's kind of starting to look like something. I don't want it to be perfect, really. I kind of want it a little bit more on the whimsical side, like it's kind of thrown together. I don't like things that are like all together, just, come on. Let's see, there's so much stuff is so sticky. It actually stuck to my ball. All right, let's kind of see what we're looking like right now. I need to make him, it needs to be a little bit thinner. I got too much clay, I can tell you that already. Pull some of that off and start over. This is easy though. It don't take much to do this. I need to put some clay on here. Thanks. I mean clay, I meant cornstarch. There we go. You put that cornstarch on there. Cornstarch actually helps smooth the polymer too. It just makes it a nice smooth texture. Now we're looking a little bit better. I'm just going to keep forming it around here for a minute. Anybody else want to tell me what their forest animal is? What they identify? What forest animal do you identify as? Oh, I don't know. I always think I'm probably more of a deer, even though I like rabbits, because I'm kind of hoppy and jumpy sometimes. Well, so are rabbits, though. Rabbits are hoppy and jumpy, right? All right. Let's see. I want to get like a long point on there. Though. Pain in the butt. Stop. Sometimes, like I said, I am surprised, and I've said this before on lives, that I am into all this little small detail work. I never ever imagine myself to getting into all this little detail stuff, because usually I was the person that's always like big projects. Okay, let's paint a house. Let's do a mural. You know, let's do something. Do all these little things. It's like, oh, this is too tedious for me. But lately, I don't know. I'm just, maybe as I'm getting older, I'm getting a little bit more patient or something. I just don't mind. It's kind of fun. All right, let's see what it's looking like now. Well, it's not big enough now. Now I make it a little bit bigger. But at least it's the thickness I don't want. I don't want a big old thick hat. Hats aren't real thick. I need to get up in there. I'm going to get a smaller tool. See if I can get up there and open that little section up in there. It could be, I don't really, I'm not into witches and stuff like that, but this could double as that type of hat if you want. I don't really want it to be super pointy, but I want it to be open enough to where it looks. Okay, let's see what this looks like, guys. I can kind of play with it, I think, once I get it on his head. Owl or a fox? Oh, yeah, owls are cool. I got an owl story, guys. I got an owl story. Okay. So, okay, like I said, we have a lot of oats around our property. Now, my husband, he's a little bit afraid of the dark. He's a macho Mexican, but he's afraid of the dark. So one time I was working with one of my clients overnight, and he calls me up, and he's like, oh my God, I hear this crazy noise. He thought it was like some demon or something. And it turns out it was a screech owl. They sound pretty crazy now, I'll tell you. They're scary. They're scary little critters. But I'm laughing at them. I'm like, Robert, that's a screech owl. I said, Google it. He did. It freaked him out. I can understandably so if you never heard it before. They're pretty screechy, pretty crazy. All right, let's see if I can make this look like something. Almost looks like a little, hey, I just got a thing. It should be like a little flower hat. That'd be kind of cute too. I'm going to make it bigger though. I want it to be like hanging over its head a little bit more. Oh, I probably should have painted the hair on the baby. I need to do that. I just got to thinking, what color hair should I do, guys? Should I color hair? I think we'll do brown. Brown's kind of like the standard, even though I'm blonde. Let's do a little bit of brown. Let me grab my brown. Thing I thought about that. I didn't think about much of it because I thought most of the hair was going to be covered, but I got to realizing some of it's going to poke out. So I need to put a little bit of color on that hair. So let's see what we got. So what you guys got planned the rest of the day? My time is almost up. I got, what, 10 minutes? Ooh. I'm not used to having all this time, guys. What you guys got planned for the day? I got something fun going on. I know Miss Cindy, that was cool. She said she's going to the darn game. The Cowboys game. Oh my gosh, how fun was that? I like football too. Anybody else here football fans? I'm a Roll Tide girl now from Alabama. That's my favorite. Of course, that's college. Pro, I don't know. I like a lot of pro teams. I don't really have a favorite. But whenever we watch a football game, my husband has to be the antagonist. He always picks whoever it is. I don't care if it's favorite or not. He'll go with the opposite team just to get my goat, just to mess with me. All right, so got a little hair on there, a little brown. It looks a little bit better on it. Let's see. Okay, let's get you a little closer up look. There we go. It finally focused. Oh my goodness. You know what I should do too is put a little rosy tone on him. I just got to thinking. Too busy focused on everything else. I wasn't thinking about this little baby. I think that's enough because the rest of it's going to be covered up. I'm going to put a little bit of rosy tone on his skin. So with that, I'm going to mix a little bit of this. This is a warm beige. And then I'll just throw a little bit of maybe that color that I used for my mushroom here. So touch of that. Little small rosy tone. Give me some tones on here. Make it too dark. Just a little hint. Let's see how this looks. And see, I'm gonna put it like a little bit maybe on his arms or something. There we go. That looks good. And I got to paint that. I probably won't get the. I don't know. Maybe I will get that butterfly painted. The butterfly's still raw. Oh yeah, I gotta put some rosy on his cheeks, of course, Kim. What's I thinking? Need a little water for this. I know this is kind of close-up work, guys. I'm going to come up here a little bit. Just kind of blended it with a little bit of water. Add a little bit of tone on here. What do you guys think? It's looking pretty cute. Pretty cute, guys. Everybody must be eating lunch or something. I'm getting a lot of comments here. Everybody still there? Everybody go away? Everybody leave me? I know it's Saturday and it's noon. I mean, good night. I understand. Got things going on. People in your life. Stuff that's happening. Animals, dogs, kids, people. Stuff happening. I need to make sure I blend that in so it doesn't get too splotchy. Yeah, he looks a little bit more real. He doesn't look so boring and plain now. Color. Okay, probably hard to see in the camera, but I did put a little like color, like a little bit of blushy tone on him, just to kind of give him some something. Probably go back and put my brown on there too, and give him a little bit of a distressed look once I'm done. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. All right, so I got that. Now, let's concentrate on that hat, shall we? Let's see what we can do with this little guy. Now I'm almost thinking I need to add some more playback on it. So I want to make it a little fuller on the top here. Sorry, guys, it's such small work, but what I'm going to tell you, this is what I'm doing today. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're not. There is my alarm. Okay, that is my 5-minute. That's my 5-minute bell right there. So what I'm going to do, those that actually stuck around, that are actually listening, hello, if you want to have the opportunity to get a Amazon gift card, I want you to go ahead now and put in the comments, put in hashtag mushroom, not plural, just singular, hashtag mushroom in the comments. Okay, and then in a couple minutes, I'm going to run my little tool, see who wins the gift certificate. So hashtag mushroom. And like I said, I'll put you on that list. I've got like this is the last one of the month for me. This is number 7. So doling out some bucks this year. Oh my God, I don't like that hat. Hashtag mushroom. Yeah, I need to redo the hat. It's bugging me for some reason. Hashtag mushroom. Oh, so there are some people actually still here. Oh, this is where the truth comes out. Who's actually like paying attention? You guys don't mind me. I'm a kook. I got a wacky sense of humor. All right, so I'm just kind of working on this little mushroom hat. Hashtag mushroom, guys. Come on. If you've ever seen this, if you haven't, it's pretty cool. And if you have, then you know the real. If you've already won, if you're with me now and you've already won, please don't participate, because I like to let other people have an opportunity. I think I'm just going to put it on maybe, and then I'll just work on the peak from there. Hashtag mushroom. Maybe I won't. Kind of see. I'm struggling with this hat, guys. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should make it a darn acorn hat or something. I don't know why. This is a simple thing why I'm having such problems with it. But okay, let's see. I got 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn my screen up, guys, and you can see my face, and then we're going to run this little guy. Hope you guys had an interest, at least had a certain idea of what it's like to work with clay. Hey, it's me. So, like I said, I still got to do his hat. I got to do the butterfly, and I got to repaint a little bit on the mushroom, but you get the general gist of it. So, here's my little guy here. It's going to be sitting on that mushroom. And then I'll put some moss in the bottom and whatnot. You can see how cute. It's gonna be super cute. Okay, just follow me. Aw, thank you there. Appreciate that. Amazing. I don't know. I just, like I said, the baby was a mold. I didn't do anything fancy with the mold. I just kind of threw it together. Do you know what I mean? Okay, guys, so let's run this giveaway tool. But thank you. I appreciate that. I love working with clay. Anybody else wants to learn more about it, like I said, just hit me up and get you in my group, or I'll just, ask you questions, whatever you need. Hashtag mushrooms. Let's go ahead and do this hashtag mushrooms. And if my tool doesn't work by chance, then I always say this because I have had a glitch out. I will pick the 5th person that commented the hashtag word. Hopefully we'll won't have any problems with it. But I got 2 minutes left. Let's go ahead and do this thing. It's kind of cool if you've never seen it. I enjoy doing this to people. Let's see what it's like. All right, here we go. Everybody got the word in? Okay, hashtag. Okay, we're gonna go. Here we go. We'll run this puppy. I'm gonna run this puppy. Here we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We got. All right, Miss Debbie, you're the winner. So what I need you to do, darling, is PM me your email address, because I go through Amazon and I need that to get you the gift certificate. But yay, Debbie's the winner. Very good. And that is it. And I've got one. I usually plan this pretty good when I do my 5-minute timer. Usually gets me down to like the last minute. So yeah, so that's it. Like I said, make sure you're joining this group. If you haven't, join Wild Honey. Join all the ladies. Join, follow everybody. Let's all bless each other and help each other out. And coming up, go watch Kim. She's another Kim, Rivers and Scents, and she's right up. She's probably already getting started because we do like a 2-minute start time before everybody else. And I will see you guys. I think I'm in an event next week. So if you join my page, you'll be able to see what I got going on. And I don't even remember what it is. To tell you the truth, I just have to look at my calendar and find out. Oh, I will send it. Okay, so your manicure. Cool, man. All right, that's my time. See you guys later. Thanks for letting me hang out with you.